Joe, I know this has been a passion your whole life. Tell us about that.
Well, I've had this strong need or strong urge to work with the natural world. Been very conscious of plants and needs of plants. And when I found that I had this ability to create gardens and design gardens, I wanted to continue to expand on that and share that with others and help create environments wherever I go that are full of beauty and full of inspiration.
And I know you talk about this concept of triangle of partnerships and when you work with clients. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the way I see it is there's really it's a partnership that's going on here between the client and their needs, their vision, their requirements, the natural world, that we have to work with, which is the palette of plants, the actual physical land, and then myself as a designer, being able to see what works well from both a horticulture point of view as well as a design perspective, and when all those three things come together, you really can create something that is truly unique and magical.
And so how does it feel? You're sitting in this wonderful backyard. How does it feel that when you look around and knowing that you created this, you worked with your client and you created this amazing space?
When I came over here and see just the amount of growth that's taken place and to see that all the pieces kind of fit together well and that there's the element of surprise that's happening every day here, I'm just really delighted. And I know Miguel and Sylvia put a lot of effort into this too, so they've continued the partnership and continued the good stewardship. So it's wonderful to work with clients who have that sense of responsibility for the plants, and then they can enjoy the benefits as well. So it's a great process, and that's why I love coming back to see the gardens year in and year out, because I feel like they're part of my garden family, and I get to watch them grow and mature and develop and become that vision that I had when I'm sitting there at the drafting board, many years ago.
And it's something really interesting that you said is how this is art. This is artistry.
It really is. In the beginning, you would think that I'm really working in the field of biology and botany and horticulture and climate and soils and all these things. But when you really get down to it, I'm really an artist working with the land, working with the plants, working with the dimension of time. And so it's more art than it really is biology, but the biology is the foundation from which I'm working. So it's I'm finding myself at this intersection between art and nature. It's this really amazing place to be.
Fantastic. We got it. I know you talked about the importance of in your process of being people-friendly and environmentally friendly. Tell me about that. What do you mean?
Yeah, there's definitely a new awareness that's emerging that requires me to be sensitive to this idea of being friendly with the environment, friendly with people's pets, friendly with existing oak trees like we have here. Basically, it's being sensitive to the health and well-being of all the creatures that are going to be involved with the garden. And so a lot of people are very concerned about their grandkids, their kids, their pets, the actual indigenous plants and wildlife. So there are ways that you can actually design gardens to be friendly or be well adapted to the existing environment, not require a lot of addition of chemicals, and create an environment that's safe and people are very comfortable in. So if you can do that and also pull off the artistry of it, then it's a great win-win.
Hold on. Tell me more about that.
Sure. There seems to be an emerging awareness of creating environments that are friendly for all the different creatures that come into the garden. For a lot of people now that I work with, they're concerned about their grandchildren, their children, their pets, the wildlife that exists here. And so if they can do things in a way that doesn't disrupt them, doesn't cause any harm to them, then we can have a win-win situation. So there's even now emerging an awareness of river-friendly, because everything that we put in our ground and everything we put in our gardens actually eventually flows downstream. So there's more and more awareness about how we create gardens that will have no or very low impact on all the life around us.
On that note, Where do you see the future of landscape design going with all this green awareness? What do you think? What's going to...
I think we're going to see a greater emphasis on indigenous plants, on native plants, trying to bring back things that are probably rare or precious, that people start to encourage the growth of things that may be endangered even. Maybe we can all be a part of restoring some of those plants into our own backyards. So that would be kind of a neat project for everybody to contribute to making sure we don't lose something.
And do you have any final thoughts, just sort of overall thoughts for people that are going to design their backyards and create these wonderful spaces?
I think it's important that you allow enough time to really get the vision that you're wanting to create. Allow a process of discovery to occur so you can see things at different phases and start to add and embellish your original ideas. Working with a person like myself as a landscape designer, I can bring to the table, a lot of experience about things that work well, awareness of microclimates and soils and different dynamics that can be factors in the success or maybe the failure of whatever you're trying to do. So even people that like to go out and do their own design, I've even offer the service of coming in and validating it, making sure that the decisions that they've made are going to be successful over the long run. So it's a great intersection. You bring together the land, the climate, the plants, the architecture, and you bring it together. And if you do all of the right things, it's a great synergy. And so I can, offer people that kind of that validation checkpoint to make sure that what they see and what we can actually do work.
So you're almost like a coach in a way, as well as the actual designer.
Absolutely, and as a matter of fact, as a professional coach, as a trained life coach, the skills of listening, the skills of asking the right questions, skills of being an advocate and working with an individual or family have become very useful to me in having a successful outcome.
And just one last question, how does this make you feel? You're sitting in this backyard space that you design, you help design, how does this make you feel?
I just was sitting here earlier going, wow, it's so nice to be able to partake and taste the beauty and the serenity and all these different settings, and I get to go around and visit basically beautiful parks or beautiful, oases as I go back and visit my garden. So what a better thing to do than hang out in people's backyards and enjoy the beauty. So that's very gratifying.
Well, it doesn't get much better than that.
No.
That's great.